So the other day, I'm in a session with this young lady, and she asked me the question, why do people enter relationships before they get healed? Why do people sometimes jump from relationship to relationship, from dating situation to dating situation, before they find true healing to the pain and the hurt that they're going through? So before I answered the question, I told her this little story about myself. You see, when I was younger, when I was in high school and elementary school, I played basketball. During my sophomore year, I actually started varsity basketball. My role on the team was really to be a defensive stopper. I was really quick. I could jump really high. I was really athletic. A lot of my game was based on my athleticism. So after my junior year, going into my senior year, of course, it was projected for me to be the leader of the team, to have a great year. During that summer, I worked on my game, worked on my shot, played a whole lot of basketball. One day during that summer, me and my friends decided that we was going to go down to the park, just to have a pickup game, something that we did almost every day. On this particular day, when we went to the basketball court, something was on the court. The court was slippery. And I can remember me going up for a shot. And I was going with such speed and such force that I was not able to stop. And I started to slide. And I slid about 3 to 4 feet right into these steel benches. I hit those bleachers so hard that I moved the bleachers and the people that was on it. So of course I was in pain. Of course it hurt. But I kept on playing. So let's fast forward a little bit. School started, my senior year has begun, and the season is on its way. But I was still in pain. I was still injured. But I didn't tell anybody. The reason why I didn't tell anyone, it was really three main reasons. For one, I was always taught, as a man and as an athlete, that you shake it off, you show no weakness. You never let anyone see you cry. You never show how much you're hurt. So that's what I did. Another reason is that I thought that the pain would go away if I ignored it. If I didn't bring so much attention to it, I can fool myself. Eventually, that pain will go away. Another reason why I didn't tell anyone about my injury, about my pain, is because I was afraid to miss out. Maybe the doctor say that I'll have to miss a couple of games. I would have to miss a couple of months of the season. Or maybe the doctor would even tell me that I would have to miss out on my entire senior year. And of course, I didn't want to do that. See, the problem was the pain deeply affected my game. I couldn't run as fast. I couldn't jump as high. I couldn't stop and go. I couldn't move and function the way I did when I was healthy. And what I did, I projected my disappointment and my anger on my coaches. I projected it on other players because I was not functioning at the level that I wanted to function. And I also was not playing at their expectations of my teammates or my coaches. But I kept on playing. I stayed in the game. By the end of the season, I told myself, okay, I have to be honest with my mom and tell her how much pain I'm actually in. So when I told her, she did exactly what I thought she was going to do. She did what any good mother would do. She took me to the doctor. And the doctor did the x-ray and put it up on that light. And he pointed at a very small hairline fracture that was in my leg. He said, that's the source of the pain. And the doctor asked me how long was I playing on that leg. And I actually forgot where the pain originated from, because I was trying to hide and bury it and suck it up. And I made stories about it and made excuses about it for so long that I actually forgot how I got hurt and when I got hurt. So the doctor told me exactly what I thought he was going to tell me. He said, hey, you're going to have to wear a boot. You're going to have to wear one of those air casts, and you're going to have to stop putting pressure on your leg in order for it to heal. And the season was over, so I figured, okay, hey, what's the big deal? Season is over. I can put this little cast on, this little boot on, and sit out for a couple of months, a couple of weeks, however long it'll take me to heal. But before I did that, I wanted to play one more game. So I decided to go back to the same basketball court that I got hurt at. But this time, I went up for a regular shot. I wasn't even playing so hard. But when I came down, I landed on that leg and my bone broke. And now, when I originally had to just wear an air cast, to wear one of those boots, I was now forced to sit down and wear a cast that extended from my toes all the way to my upper thighs for about 6 months. Now, I say all this to say, the same thing that I did with the pain in my leg is the same thing that we do when we hurt emotionally. When our hearts are injured, when our hearts are broken, we stay in the game without dealing with the pain. We believe that if we act tough enough, if we're hard enough, that no one would notice that we're in pain. They'll just think that we're strong. They'll just think that we're independent. And they'll just think that we don't take crap from anyone. So we keep dating. We also believe that if we ignore the pain long enough and if we keep it a secret, it would eventually go away. But we know that no problem, no injury, no hurt goes away by ignoring it. The only thing that happens is that it sits dormant. And after some time, we explode. We also are afraid that we're going to miss out. We are afraid to be alone. We can't see ourselves by ourselves. We can't function without a man or a woman or sex in our lives. We can't just sit alone. We can't miss out a night at a club. We don't want to lose the attention that we get from the opposite sex. So we keep our hurt selves in the game. But just like my leg that I tried to ignore, that I tried to hide, that I tried to toughen out, if we keep playing the game with the pain in our heart, one day we will break. Unless we give ourselves a break and take the time to heal, we will break. Take the time out to sit down, to slow down, do some self-inventory. Get off of social media. Stop responding to certain texts and answering certain calls, and just take a break and heal. Now, physically, my leg got better. I began to play a little bit basketball again, but I wasn't the same. The fact that I experienced that brokenness, it affected me psychologically. And I never played with that same reckless abandonment again. I never just ran and jumped and dove like I used to. Because in the back of my mind, I realized that I was now vulnerable, that my body was breakable. And that's the same thing that happens to us emotionally. It damages the way we trust. It damages the way we communicate, the way we compromise, the way we sacrifice. It damages the way we love. We start to project that pain from the last person onto new people because we decided not to heal. It's so important for us to take the time out to recover from pain, to recover from heartache, to recover from disappointment, depression, sadness that we get from being in toxic relationships. Sometimes we have to pull ourselves out of the game and go through this long healing process. I know it's not fun. I know it's not easy, but it's needed. So I hope you learned something from my little story. I hope you learned something from my experience. So the next time you start to get these little injuries on your heart, these little emotional bruises, take out the time and heal from that, and don't let it compound. Because you might try to recover emotionally, but psychologically, it's going to keep you from being in a happy and healthy relationship. God bless.